Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria, if you're new here, and today's practice is called Moment to Moment. Sometimes the practice of simply staying in the present moment exactly as it is can be the most challenging thing. I do also find, however, when I'm feeling overwhelmed or distracted or anxious or any of these sort of negative emotions that can arise, that anchoring to the present can be a really soothing way to soften around those emotions. So that is what we are playing with today. This is a pretty flowy class, so you just need yourself and some place to move, maybe a couple blocks if you know you like to practice with them. Whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin right here, seated comfortably in Sukhasana. So finding a cross of the legs and then resting your palms either facing up or down onto your thighs. Just do whatever feels natural. Allow your eyes to settle closed and begin to bring your awareness inside of your body. Start by anchoring from your waistline through your sitting bones deeply down into the earth. See how grounded and rooted and planted you can begin to feel through the lower part of your body, softening around the hips and the pelvis, relaxing the knees so they can fall open, and then releasing through your calves, your ankles, feet, and toes. Spend just a little bit more time in this really grounded place. And then from there, begin to draw your awareness up the central column of your spine, feeling the rooted space, creating this lengthened seat. And imagining that the crown of your head has a little string connected to it that's just ever so gently being drawn upward. Slightly curl your chin down towards your chest so the back of your neck has space. And start to notice all of the sensations moving through your body right now. If there is anything calling you away from this moment, see if you can remind yourself that this is where you are supposed to be. There's nowhere else you need to be. Just be here. And take a full inhale breath through your nose, filling from the bottom of your belly all the way to the tops of your lungs. Take an exhale breath out of your nose. Now draw a really slow inhalation up your spine for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the top, slightly pulling up on your pelvic floor. Tuck your chin to your chest. Now take another little sip of air in through your nose. And then again, one more time in. Open mouth, exhale, big sigh. Letting that go. Again, inhale, filling the container of your torso from bottom to top. Once you're full, pause and hold the breath, but soften around the retention. Breathe in a little more through the nose. Again, one more time. Big sigh. One more breath like this. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing when your breath is really full. Feel what that fullness is like, and then take in a little more air. A little bit more. One more time. Open mouth, sigh. Drop that technique and just start to breathe some natural inhalations and exhalations through your nose that are just slightly elongated, slowing down the pace or the rhythm of your breath. Feeling the coolness on the way in, feeling the warmth of the air as it leaves your body. Stay here just for a few more rounds, noticing what sounds you can hear. Noticing the feeling of your skin connected to the earth. Noticing what you can anchor to through all of your senses. Begin to blink your eyes open. Rolling forward over your shins, find your way into a tabletop position. And right away, get really broad into your palms. Have your shoulders stacked over your wrists, hips stacked over your knees. As you breathe in, soften your belly. As a result, allow your tailbone to float upward. Relax through your ribcage. Pull forward on your heart. Turn your eyes to look up and come into a cow tilt. When you breathe out, keep these curves. Sit your hips back towards your heels, but keep looking forward with the back of your heart and with your gaze. When you inhale, round your spine, coming forward through hands and knees and really hollowing out through your core. And then again, exhale, tilt your sitting bones up. Imagine they're on strings being drawn backward as your heart resists forward. Inhale, make a wave through the spine to wash some breath into it as you come onto hands and knees. Exhale, hips back, heart reaching forward. Let's do a couple more of these at the rhythm of your own breath. See if you can feel the articulation of your spine so that these waves move sequentially from your low back all the way up past the crown of your head. Next time that you come forward to hands and knees, stay there. Tuck your toes behind you. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale to lift your knees and send your hips to the sky, finding downward facing dog. Drive down and forward into the L shape between your thumbs and your index fingers as you begin to explore some movement here. Rock your pelvis around in space. You can make circles with it. Roll out the ankles, maybe pedal out your feet. Just do whatever feels helpful in your body, helping you to find more space. Wash some breath up and down the back line of your spine and through the backs of the legs. And then as you begin to get a little bit steadier, find the points to anchor into. So feeling again into that like planted idea, rooting the hands and the feet, and then growing from there as though your arms and your legs are like the stem of a flower, and then the pelvis is the flower reaching to the sun. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. With your next inhale breath, lift your heels, round your spine, coming all the way forward into a high plank. And as you arrive here, just really see how much you can vacuum front body up to back body. When you exhale, micro bend elbows and knees, tilt your sitting bones up, arch through your low back, press your hands down and forward, start to send your heart back towards your thighs, arching middle back and then upper back as you come into down dog again. So kind of like those waves we were just taking from hands and knees, but now from down dog and into plank. Next breath in, heels rise, rounding forward. Shoulders stack over your wrists. As you breathe out, curling tailbone up, sitting bones drag you back. Look a little forward with your heart and your eyes as you come into down dog. Keep moving through these, washing that breath through your back body. Next time you're back in down dog, stay. And then on an inhalation, turn your eyes to gaze to the top of the mat. As you exhale, see how much time you can take traveling to ragdoll. So little baby steps, one foot in front of the other, noticing the sensation of each part of your foot landing to the ground. And then finally stepping forward to a place where toes are behind wrists. Bend your knees a lot and let your spine waterfall forward. Holding here, pausing here for a few breaths. You're welcome to move around a little bit, sway, take an arm variation, do what you like. Just noticing if your movement is a distraction from the moment or if it is intentionally assisting you with becoming more immersed in your somatic experience and really receiving the feedback from your body. If you took some kind of arm grip, you can release it. Root down into your feet. Start to round your spine and so slowly rise up to standing. Literally feeling the stack of one vertebra at a time onto the next. Letting the shoulders stay softened forward until the last second. And then finally lifting the head, lifting the gaze, and softening the shoulders. Root into your feet. Take a breath in, arms wide and up. As you breathe out, long spine, dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana.
Take a breath in, halfway lift, crown forward, tailbone back. As you breathe out, palms to the mat, softly step back into plank. From your plank, breathe in, grow long, heels back, crown forward. As you breathe out, chaturanga, bend your elbows lower halfway. Untuck your toes. Inhale, pull your heart forward, lift your low belly and soften your shoulders. Up dog or cobra.
Exhale, belly button to the spine, hips go all the way up and back, downward facing dog.
With your next inhalation, stretch your right leg high, three-legged down dog, hips are squaring. As you exhale, left heel hovers, right knee hugs forward, look down and see how softly you can step right foot, right thumb. Come onto fingertips and touch your back knee down. Take your inhale breath to hug your feet toward one another and float your fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, place your right hand down to the top of your right thigh. Lean a little forward with your hips to roll over your kneecap. Kick your back heel in and play with catching for the foot. You might not catch it. You might just hug it in, and you can take your opposite hand to your hip if you wish. Every time that you breathe in, try to hug or draw your left heel towards your left sit bone. Press a little bit down and forward on your right thigh. Every time you breathe out, lift your heart a little bit higher. Find a sweet spot where the stretch is, you're feeling it, but it's not so intense that you stop breathing. One more inhale. One more exhale. Begin to release your back toes down. Place your fingertips to the earth and lift your back knee. As you inhale, glide your pelvis a little bit back in space, lengthen forward through your heart. As you exhale, press down to round your spine. Pick up right foot and step into downward facing dog. Inhale, ride that breath forward, coming into high plank. Exhale, just back into downward facing dog. Little ripple through the spine as you go. Breathe in and stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. As you breathe out, right heel rises, slow step. Left foot through to the top of your mat and touch your back knee down. Inhale, breath carries your torso up, shoulders stacked over hips. Exhale, breath, left hand to your thigh. Start to lean forward and kick your right heel in toward your sit bone. You could catch the foot from the outside, from the top, from the inside, just finding a connection that works for you or not. Filling the heart like it's a balloon every time you inhale. Soften your jaw, your shoulders, and your hips as you exhale. One more breath here. Release your back set of toes, tuck them. Place your fingertips to frame your left foot and lift your right knee. When you inhale, draw back on left hip, forward on right one, so much so that left leg goes straight-ish. When you exhale, press down, hollowing the core, rounding the spine, pick up left foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels rise, wave forward through your spine, high plank. Exhale, go back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out and travel to a fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, bow, folding in. Next in breath, press down, long spine, rise to standing gaze up. Exhale, palms to prayer heart center. Breathe in, reach wide, reach up. Breathe out, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step or jump back, halfway lower. Inhale, draws you forward into up dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. On your next in-breath, right leg rises, three-legged down dog, right thigh bone points straight down. Exhale, right knee to nose, and then step, right foot, right thumb, back knee touches down. Inhale, float your arms to the sky. Exhale, right hand, right thigh, left heel kicks in, catch your foot or don't, and settle here. Just one more in-breath. One more out-breath. Release the grip if you took it. Frame your right foot with your fingertips. Inhale, lift your back knee. Exhale, left foot turns a little out. Toes 45-ish degrees. Heel sinks down. Now really drive into the knife edge of your back foot. As you inhale, press down and rise into a warrior one position. When you exhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Take another breath in, squeezing in through your waist, inflating up through your heart. As you breathe out, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Inhale to dig into your big toes. Stretch your fists away from your sacrum and pull your heart forward. Exhale, bow into humble warrior. We're going to flow with this. So as you inhale, squeeze in through your core, root into your feet, and rise all the way back up to standing, puffing your heart forward. As you exhale, bow in, humble warrior. One more just like that. Inhale, rooting the feet, rise up. Exhale, bow down. This time, stay. Allow your spine to get heavy, allow your head to get heavy, and just see how high you can float your fists as you breathe into your chest. Take an in-breath, halfway lift. Out breath, release the grip. Place your fingertips to frame your right foot. Walk your left foot just slightly more forward, keeping the 45-ish degree angle. Root your big toes. Right hip rocks back, left hip rocks forward, and right leg goes straight-ish. Or keep some buoyancy in your knees, but pull up through your quads, through the fronts of the thighs. Then as you breathe in, make a wave through the spine, sending the sitting bones back, elongate the crown of head forward. As you breathe out, just bow in, compressing a little through your core to deepen this fold in pyramid. One more time, inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, press down into palms or fingers, lift your back heel round, pick up right foot, step to downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your heels, make a wave forward into high plank. This time as you exhale, pivot your heels toward the right side of the mat. Bend your knees so that you can root your right heel and big toe. Pick up your left foot, step it off the mat behind you. Then when you inhale, right shoulder blade wraps underneath of you like a shelf, opening up into wild thing. You can take any variation with the left arm that you wish. Sometimes I like to reach around and catch with my left hand for my right tricep here, and then you can kind of lean your head back into your elbow from there. Press your feet down and toward the back of your mat. Right hand reaches a little down and a little forward. One more breath in. Breathing out, stack left side on top of right side and slowly revolve into down dog using your core to get there. When you breathe in, left leg stretches high, three-legged down dog. When you breathe out, left foot transitions forward to your left thumb and right knee sinks down. Breathe in, arms rise, kneeling warrior. Breathe out, left hand to your thigh, right heel kicks in, catch your foot. Inhale, inflate up through your heart. Exhale, relax your pelvis down and forward and feel that deep quad stretch on your right side. One more breath. Release your back foot, tuck your toes. Fingertips down for support, lift your back knee, and then turn right toes out and sink your heel down. Feel the four corners of both feet digging into the earth, making an imprint there. And when you inhale, rise, warrior one. Arms, shoulders distance, or you can touch your palms together as you sink in. Inhaling, grow through your spine. Exhale, square your hips and dig into your toes. Begin to interlace your fingertips behind you. When you inhale, pull your thumbs away from your sacrum and really grow your heart forward. When you exhale, bow left shoulder inside of your knee, humble warrior. Again, inhale, root down, rise up, rounding the spine, and then puffing the heart forward at the top. Exhale, soften in, humble warrior. One more time, breathe in. Use your feet, use the strength of your core to stabilize as you rise up. As you exhale, fold forward, and this time stay. Hug your shoulder blades toward one another. Draw a little bit back on your left hip and wrap it in toward the midline of your body so that the pelvis remains level. One more breath. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, release your arm grip. Place your fingertips down. Walk your right foot just slightly more forward, like half a footprint's distance. And then re-anchor that foot on the same angle. Drag back on your left hip and forward on your right one. And then every time you inhale, make space in your spine like that breath is spreading out your vertebrae. When you exhale, keep the length and bow forward. chest over your left thigh. Let's take one more inhalation, halfway lift. Lift your back heel, turn those toes forward. Exhale, press down, round, pick up left foot and step back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your heels, round forward, high plank. Exhale, heels turn to the left, bend your knees. Left heel and big toe root, pick up your right foot, step it off the mat. As you inhale, pressing into the feet, tucking the left shoulder blade under your heart. Rise open into wild thing. Just play around, have a couple breaths here. Let this feel really opening and airy in your front body. Pivot so that right side body stacks on top of the left side, and slowly take your time, make your way back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next inhalation, look forward. Exhale, travel to a fold at the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out and bow. Inhale, root your feet, long spine, rise to standing, gaze goes up. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right away, right leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, glide right foot forward and step into it. Soften your back knee down, breathe in, float your arms high. Breathe out, right hands or elbow to your thigh, left heel in, catch your foot. Just take one inhale breath, lifting from your low belly up to your heart. Take the exhale breath to slide your pelvis down and forward and tilt your heart to the sky. Release, back toes down, tuck them. See if this time without using your hands, lift your back knee and transition into warrior one. Back toes out, back heel down. Inhale as your torso stacks. As you exhale right away into humble warrior, interlacing the fingers and folding in. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe into halfway lift, crown forward, fists back. Exhale, fingertips to the earth. Stretch your right leg more towards straight, maybe staying in this longer distance pyramid this time. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, press down, round, pick up back heel and front foot and step into downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels rise, rounded spine as you come forward to plank. Exhale, pivot your heels to the right. Right heel and big toe down. Left foot off the mat behind you. And then unfurl, open into wild thing. Take a breath in. Stay as you breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale, a little different this time. Start to stack right side, or left side rather, onto right side. See if you can keep your left foot hovering like a few inches off the ground as you come into a three-legged plank. Breathe in here. Breathe out, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, three-legged up dog, left leg high. And as you exhale, left leg initiates the lift up and back into three-legged down dog. Take a breath in. Breathe out, round forward, step. Left foot, left thumb, back knee touches down. Inhale, arms rise, kneeling warrior. Exhale, left hand to your thigh, right heel kicks in, catch your foot. Breathe in, grow tall through the spine. Breathe out, sink down into your hips. Without using the hands this time if you wish. Back toes tuck under. Lift that knee, then turn your right toes out and sink your heel. Inhale brings you up into warrior one. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you and dive down, humble warrior. Breathe in, halfway lift here. Breathe out, release your fingertips down. Drag back on the left hip, forward on the right one, pyramid. Take your inhalation to make a wave. Sitting bones back, crown of head forward, lift your back heel. When you breathe out, press down, round, pick up left foot, step back, down dog. Inhale, heels rise, round, forward, high plank. Exhale, heels to the left, left heel and big toe down, right foot off the mat behind you. Breathe in, open up, wild thing. Stay for your out breath. One more inhalation, really inflating open. Exhale, keep hovering your right foot as you revolve all the way into a three-legged high plank here. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower chaturanga. Inhale, three-legged up dog. Exhale, right leg initiates the glide all the way up and back, three-legged down dog. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, right foot or right shin threads forward to the top of your mat, aligning for half pigeon. Crawl your left toes back. Come up to standing on your fingertips for a moment and really try to pull your knees in toward one another. You could stay here or play with placing your right hand to your thigh. Back heel kicks in. Reach around and see if you can catch the foot just like we did from the lunge. You could catch outside, inside, maybe top of the foot, and then spin the fingers forward. Play around here for a breath or two. Option 2, maybe lift your right arm up to the sky. Energize up through your low belly as you take one more breath in. Breathe out, release your back foot if you caught it, and start to come forward into sleeping pigeon. Arriving here, soften your breathing and check in with what this moment has to offer. Allowing yourself to take the moment exactly as it is, without trying to shift or change your experience, but really feeling into a curious space. Begin to rise, coming off of the forearms to walk your palms underneath of your shoulders. Curl your back toes under when you inhale. When you exhale, press down, lift back knee, and then front shin, and step back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, glide your left leg high. As you exhale, left shin threads forward, aligning for half pigeon. As you transition, walk your right toes back. And then set up here for the quad stretch for a couple of breaths. Hug your knees in toward one another, so right hip bone wraps forward. That's what we're trying to accomplish with that squeeze here. Kick your back heel in. You might catch your foot, you might not. From outside or inside. And then if you do catch from the inside, you could play with kind of spiking your elbow up toward the sky as you point your fingers in the same direction as your toes. Staying here, or option to carry the left fingertips up to the sky. When you feel ready, you can release that back foot and fold forward onto your forearms, maintaining still the squareness of the hips. Relax your hands. You could rest your forehead down onto your palms or the mat or a block. And letting your body soften here for a couple of moments. Lift your head, lift your elbows, and walk your palms underneath of your shoulders. Curl your back toes under, breathe in. Breathe out, press into your hands, lift right knee, and then left one, and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale all the way up to the tops of your lungs. Open mouth, sigh, let it go. Begin to turn your gaze forward to the top of your mat. Walk your feet a little bit forward, and then bring your knees down. Take them wide and touch the tips of your toes together. Walk your fingertips back behind your toes. Begin to lift your pelvis and start to kind of shimmy your sitting bones in between your heels. We're coming into reclined saddle, so create that saddle position for yourself. You might just stay here on fingertips. If it's too much here, you can slide a pillow or a block or something underneath of your hips to support you. If you'd like to go in a little deeper, you can start to relax your forearms to the ground. From here, maybe lowering all the way onto your back body. You can do whatever you'd like with your arms, but Sometimes it's nice to circle the arms all the way over the top of your head and catch for opposite elbows here. Wherever you land, soften or close your eyes, feeling the front body stretch. Feel the space from the points of your hips to the fronts of your knees growing longer. Allow your pelvis to really drop and settle. And see how relaxed you can make your low belly, feeling the movement of the breath there. And then let this moment capture your attention. And then the next one after that, and the next one after that. So moving or engaging with every moment without letting one escape your awareness. If you extended your arms over your head and you're folded all the way back, start to land your hands down beside you. Come out exactly the way you came in. So from the back all the way up to forearms first. If you're on forearms, making your way to your hands. And then from the fingertips, walk forward with your hands. And then we'll come down to a seated position. You can swing your legs out, around, and forward. Maybe give them a little shake to release. And then coming into a seated forward fold. You can have a little bend in your knees if you wish. You can have blocks under your knees. We're just going to drape heavy, kind of like a yin forward fold. So rounding the spine, maybe releasing your forehead into the space between your knees or between your shins. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. And just feel. That's all you have to do. Last couple breaths here. See if you can make them the deepest and fullest of your practice. Slowly rise back up and make your way down to lying on your back. Bend your knees, round your spine as you roll down one vertebra at a time. And then you can pick what you'd like to do, or if there's anything you'd like to do before Shavasana. You could take a happy baby. You could just give your knees a hug, or maybe play with coming into plow pose. If you're taking plow, hands come down beside you, toes lift all the way up and back, and maybe touch the ground over the top of your head. You can walk your shoulder blades toward one another underneath of you. Hold on to your low back for support if your toes aren't touching. If they are touching, you could play with interlacing your fingers. Couple more breaths. Playing around however you wish in whatever shape you've found. If you're in plow and the fingers are interlaced, you can start to release that. Untuck your shoulders and super slowly round all the way back down, lowering one vertebra at a time to the earth. And then once your sacrum touches down, everyone hug your knees into your chest. Curl your chin up. Forearms catch around your shins. Give yourself a big squeeze. Take a full inhale. And when you exhale, open up into Shavasana. Arms and legs wide, extending and opening up and expanding everything. And again, just dropping into this moment. Let it be so that there's nowhere else you have to be right now. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. There's nothing you have to do. Give yourself this time and space to rest and process. Begin to come back into your body by noticing the movement of your breath, exaggerating the length of your inhalations and then your exhalations to match, and slowly beginning to wake up your body in whatever way feels natural and gentle for you. Wiggling fingers and toes, rolling the head side to side, whatever you need to do. On an inhalation, reach from your waistline all the way forward through your toes and back through the tips of your fingers as the arms stretch overhead. Using your exhale breath to, in an easy way, roll to your side for fetal pose. Soften your head and relax here. Press down and find your way up to a comfortable seated position, closing our practice as we began in Sukhasana. Softening into the earth beneath you, lifting through your spine, finding a placement of the hands either face up or down. And then again, practice dropping into the moment. Notice what you can observe through all of your senses. And feel for anything that has shifted in your practice today. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center and dedicate yourself to continuing to move into your day and maybe your week, engaging with each moment as it comes, as it arises. So trying to stay present, avoiding missing anything. We so often are just going through the motions or going through our lives in a habitual way, and we miss so much when we let these moments pass us by and slip away. And take one final breath here. Inhale, fill your lungs. Big sigh, let something free. Lift your hearts and bow, chin to chest. Thank you so much for taking these moments to practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I'd love to hear from you below if you have any thoughts, comments, wishes for another class coming up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that below as well. You can also join as a monthly donation member. All of this really helps to support me. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will see you soon in the next class. Bye.